Well, hello and welcome back to Gimme Five, Children and Authors Book Reviews and Interviews. And today we are reviewing a children's book, Scarlett Moves to Savannah. And I'm happy to say I am joined by my best friend for life and co-author of our book series, Milo's Adventures, Missy Richardson. How are you today, Missy?
Hey, Elizabeth, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. It's great to have you back on the show. We've missed you.
Well, thank you. It's good to be back.
Awesome. So, Missy, would you like to tell us a little bit about our author, Emily Heid?
Yeah, everything Emily Heid learned about life came from books and movies. And to date, there's nothing a pumpkin spice Frappuccino can't solve or celebrate. Can definitely agree with her on that. She
Yes.
lives in her imagination on the sunny side of the street. And in 2017, Emily, author of the Hindsight and Scarlett series, founded Bootstrap Books in the hopes of helping fellow authors make their dreams a reality.
I love that because there are so many we call them indie authors, which are independent authors that are, finally getting their works out into the world. And it is definitely such a difficult thing to do. It's one thing just to write a book, but then you have to get it published and market it and do all these other
Yeah,
things. So that's amazing that she's created that resource
that
for
is awesome.
authors.
It's definitely not an easy task to do for sure.
No, it's not. So, are you ready for our fabulous little book?
Yes, I am.
So, it's cute because Scarlett lives with her mother and father on a farm, and she enjoys all the things about nature, waking up with the sunrises and listening to the mockingbirds in her tree house. And now she's been told by mommy and daddy that they have to move to Savannah to help their grandma and
Yeah.
grandpa out with the hotel, right?
Yeah, and and I know you've gone through this just like I have, and probably a lot of other people have, having to move to a new place, and you start thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to fit in? I'm not going to know anybody there, and I'm going to be losing my friends, and I just don't want to go.
Yeah, and then worrying about the people that you leave behind as well. That life, it's a sense of loss and grief, and change is never easy, and especially children don't understand change. I mean, I never.
No, they definitely don't. They definitely don't. Yeah, it's difficult. And even as adults, it's hard to make a move.
Boy, that's true. So I love the fact that, Scarlett's parents are very supportive and say that, of course we're going to come back and visit the farmers and your neighbors and your friends. So there's some reassurance that we're going to change, but I'll still have a little at the door from a familiar, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They handled it really well, and the good thing too was what helps the move even more is that they've got family in Savannah. Grandma and grandpa's there, which is awesome because I mean she's got a cousin, which of course we'll talk about more in detail. But so it wasn't like totally moving to an area where they didn't know anybody at all. So that's a good thing.
That was a really good thing. And, the father has this great thing where he says, all you need to do is make a hit, like in baseball, that home run, right? And you'll
Right.
make new friends. So, just have fun with the adventure
That is so true.
because it is so scary. It's scary for big people, especially the little ones. So I love this book that it's a great bedtime story, especially for any child who is going through any kind of change, especially moving. To be able to read this and put it in a fun and loving way that will help them say, well, identify with the character. Scarlett can do it. I can do it, right?
Right, right, exactly. Well, and the thing too is being able to look forward to change. I mean, nobody likes change. I mean, especially when you move from a place that you've grown up and you know everything about the place, and you move to a new place where you don't know where nothing is and don't know anybody there. But if you can go with it with that idea, like her dad pointed out, to just give it a chance and to see it as an adventure really makes a big difference.
And children need stability. So I like the fact that the parents connect to Scarlett and they tell her, even though the two places are very different, there's a lot of things that are similar. So, like Farmer Gus preserves his peaches And in Savannah, they preserve their history. So I like the fact that the parents were connecting
Yeah,
similarities that we're all still connected. There's not this jump off the cliff and this huge divide, right? We're still connected.
exactly. And that's an important thing for everyone, is to realize that just because you move from one place to another doesn't mean that you've lost that connection.
Absolutely. And then when they do get to the houses, what do they notice is the difference between city houses and country houses for Scarlett?
The city houses are like on top of each other.
Yeah, they're like so close together. And Scarlett could say she could whistle a whole tune, a whole song going from the house to the barn, and here she can't even let out a whistle before she gets to the next house. So what is Scarlett and her mother and father greeted by when they pull up to their new house?
Oh, that was pretty cool. The whole family, grandma, grandpa, cousin Chloe, and the neighbors, they all had kind of snacks and treats for them, and just a big welcome party.
Yeah, kibble pies and bony casseroles. That sounds so good. I love the humor in this book. It's
I do too. It's a good play on words.
it really is. It connects back to the different breeds of the characters, the dogs, and
Yep.
we found ourselves laughing a lot throughout this book.
Yeah.
So tell me about Miss Chloe.
Oh my goodness, Miss Chloe. When you first see her sew up, you think, oh my gosh, that is like the princess, you know? Yeah, and she can be, she looks real sweet, but after reading the book, a couple of conversations she's had with her cousin Scarlett, is she's not that nice of a dog.
Right?
She'd be a little meanie.
Yeah, and I think Grandma and Grandpa are a little concerned because the last time they saw each other were just pups, and it looked like possibly Chloe had a hard time sharing, and things have not changed much.
Yeah.
So the next day, Scarlett ventures out to meet some friends in the neighborhood, and she has on her ruby red boots. And she's met with Precious, who's another dog from the neighborhood, who invites Scarlett to go play Foursquare with them. And they also meet up with Margaret and then Chloe.
Yeah. Cousin Chloe.
And I think it's cute. The little Margaret, one little doggy, she comments, Chloe's cousin, right? Are you as much as a hot dog as she is? And Scarlett says, no, I'm more relaxed. I guess you could say I'm a chili dog. I love it. I'm chilly.
That was so cute.
So what
Yes,
happens in the
indeed.
first round of Foursquare?
Well, they played and Scarlett won. She even beat Margaret, who I think was like had been a champion several times in a row, and Chloe, Scarlett beat her.
Yeah, she was. But I like the fact that Margaret's reply to her, she was a good sportsmanship, even though she was,
Yeah,
champion for 2 years in a row. She was like, "Wow, you kicked the tail off me, Ruby Red," and high fiving. Good job, right? So
yeah,
friendly,
very good
friendly,
sport.
very good sport. And then
Miss
enters
Chloe
Chloe.
had to show up and crash the party.
She did, and she calls Scarlett a cow patty.
Yeah, that talking about mean. Yeah,
Yeah,
just really putting her down
she
because
says,
she grew up in the country.
"Yeah, I've come to see the town's new cow patty. So tell me, will you crow like a rooster when it's time to wake up for school?" So she's a bit of a bully for sure.
Yeah, very much a bit of a bully. But I loved what Scarlett said to her in return, about she said, where I'm from, we show our character by our actions instead of using mean words. And I thought that was a
Yes.
good way to put it.
Yes. So it already shows you how much more wise and mature Scarlett is than our bully Chloe, right?
Oh, most definitely.
So she says, let this cow patty show you how it's done. So as the first
Yeah.
round goes, what happens?
Well, Chloe cheated and tripped Scarlett, so she ended up winning.
Right. And of course, the other dogs noticed that she cheated. And
Yeah.
I love what Margaret said.
They called her on
They
it.
called her on it. Margaret says, I once read a book about a dog whose nose grew every time he lied. Is that why your snout is so long, Chloe?
Yeah, that was so cute.
That is so good, so good. But here, good sportsmanship once again. What is Scarlett's comeback on that?
Well, she said, let's just redo it and see who really wins fair and square.
Absolutely. Yeah, with no cheating, just our own
No
abilities, right?
cheating. That's right.
But in the second round, Chloe's hat, she's, very well dressed with the pearls and the long dress and the pretty shoes, and she has this cute little white hat that falls off, and then the ball pops out of bounds, making once again Scarlett the winner.
Yep. The
So,
rightful winner or the rightful wiener.
yeah, she's a wiener dog, so the rightful wiener. Love the play on words. It is such a cute book. So cute. So, of course, Chloe's reaction is what?
Come on, girls, let's get out of here.
She's,
Not a very good. She can't handle competition where
no,
she
she doesn't
loses.
handle competition very well at all.
Nope.
But the cool thing, before Scarlett used to do watermelon spitting seed contest, and so this time she's sitting with her new friends and they're eating ice cream. So some new traditions, as her
Hmm.
parents had told her, you'll make new friends with new traditions, new things that you'll do together, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and then she could see too that even though she's in a new city, there's still she could still hear the birds sing and can still see Orion in the night sky in Savannah, just like she did back home in Georgia.
Yeah. So she still has that connection, which maybe gives her a sense of stability once again, right? And helps with the stress of change.
Yeah, definitely helps with with the change, realizing that it's different, but not that much different.
With that triumph from the Foursquare little competition, she realized, as her father said, she would make a hit. She made a home run, and she decided that, hey, you know what? Moving is not so scary after all.
Yeah.
This is
Very cute book.
very cute book, very well illustrated. The illustrations are amazing. I love the illustrations.
Oh, I did too. I did too.
Such lovable characters. But the overall message of just that, change is hard. However, there's many things that you will find are the same in your new place that you had in your old place. And then you look forward to new change opportunities to meet new friends and new traditions, right?
Exactly. It's just all in how you look at it. If you look at it as a sense of adventure and to see the positives about it instead of always looking for the negatives, it definitely makes a difference.
Yeah. So I highly recommend this book, wouldn't you?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, it's a really cute book.
And so, so important for children because they don't understand. They really don't understand, why am I losing my normal routine? Because children are all about routine, right?
Oh, yeah. Just like some of the adults are. We all like our routines.
Yeah, it's true. Really, we're not much different when we get older, but for
No.
children, I think that this the routine of same friends, the same house, we go to
Yeah,
school here, we have dinner at this time.
makes them feel more secure and safe, most definitely.
Yeah, it makes them feel safe. So this kind of helps that. Fortunately for Scarlett, going to Georgia, she had grandma and grandpa there and cousin Chloe, for what that's worth, right?
Yeah.
And able to make new friends.
Yes, indeed.
It's a, it's a great book. I highly recommend it. You can find it on Amazon. I'll have all the details in the box below the video so that you can go over to Amazon and get your copy. But I'd also like to say that Emily is not just a children's book author here. She also writes some young adult fiction as well. So there's her book Establish, a hindsight novel. It's about Emily Heid, a college student yearning to enter the real world, has two goals: for her daydreams to become reality and to live somewhere other than Kansas City. So this sounds like a very interesting book as well. So for those of you who are listening that also like young adult books, right? And this would
Yeah.
be perfect to jump over there and grab that book too. It's a it's in the relationship, so parent and adult child relationship connection. It has some cultural and ethnic regional type humor and all
Mhm.
about some family health thrown into that, along with a very interesting twist and turns into this book. So I
Oh,
am
that's
looking at this.
awesome.
And you, Missy, are a big Gilmore Girl fan.
Yeah, I just see that. So yeah, this would definitely be a book I'd want to go check out.
Yes, the Gilmore Girl type mother-daughter relationship is tested when Emily's father, Brian, lands in the hospital. Throw in the oddball, the extended family, neb-nosed neighbors, and well-meaning but invasive friends. And there you have, well, real life, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So definitely check out both of Emily's books. And for your child, even if you're not moving, this is still an adorable book to have on the bookshelf in your child's library. I highly recommend it. Missy, it's been a blast having you back on the show. Thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I truly enjoyed it.
We're going to do it again.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time here on Give Me Five. Bye for now.
Bye. Bye.